Hello.
Oh,
Oops. What did I do here? I kicked our boy Greg. There we go. That's not normal.
what?
I don't know. I just made it a solo layout. I was over here trying to captivate the audience with my pictorial essence, over here. And what I did,
Yo.
what I did was made it so that I was the only one on the screen, and I was like, I can't do that to our boy Greg, as he has to also reveal his wonderful image of glory for today.
I don't think you're ready for it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you know. I
All
don't
right.
wait. Shit, how do I do this again? Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Holding.
hold on. All right, we're bringing it back.
Ha! There we go. Now explain for the audience, for the people at home, who this is.
This is well. First of all, I'm Johannes Greg. This is Johannes Brahms.
Now explain who that is for the people at home.
Damn, people don't know who that is.
The people must not know who Brahm is. Come on.
Brahm, bruh. Johannes Brahms is one
Well,
of if
is he not singular? There's multiple Brahms and he's one.
I don't know. That's the Germans.
Okay, that's a little confusing.
Hey, I never claimed to be an expert on Germanology.
I don't think you want to be.
Well,
It goes deeper than you know.
oh, you have no idea. Anyway, Johannes Brahms is a not even really prolific, but one of the key figures of the German Romantic musical essence. Bruh.
These are the
Uh,
options I have here. For some reason, I can't reattain the one that we had previously, where it was just rectangular. I'm kind of stuck with my. For the people that aren't watching on video, I'm switching layouts here for the people on Spotify. Honestly, there's a lot of context missing for you people if you're not watching a video of this. I mean, there is video on Spotify, but you might just be listening. There's visual context, despite us not having cameras on the show mainly, unless there's maybe a guest who wants to. There's a lot that
literally
happens.
one time.
One time, yes, our boy Ignis.
But anyway, I had previously used Mr. Johannes Brahms' face for some in-depth personal trolling,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I got kicked from a bunch of places for that. But now he's coming back because he's great.
How great is he?
The best, Jerry, the best.
But can he catch the chupacabra?
He probably wouldn't want to go to Mexico, so no.
Well, the thing about the chupacabra is, for the folks that don't know, this is the goat sucker, as they would call it. Obviously Mexico was a place that Mexico was a place they would have to look for it, I guess, because that's where it originated, as far I believe, right? I don't know if it originated somewhere else as far as the tail. Apparently, from what I hear, they also looked for it in Puerto Rico. But, seeing as this is a goat sucker, I'm surprised their first look wasn't in Pakistan.
I was thinking Afghanistan first, to be honest.
Yeah, well, same thing, honestly.
Have you heard about the what the fuck do they call it? The Afghanistan, oh wait, maybe it's too early to get into that. Hold on.
What? The Afghanistan what?
The Afghanistan shit, how do I put this? Afghanistan tradition of, finding youngsters and giving them some life experience.
Did we ever say this is the podcast ever?
No, we didn't. This is the podcast ever.
This is the podcast.
The podcast ever.
That was the cold open.
It's a warm open now.
It's warm now. Well, does it become a warm open or a warm entry?
I think it's a warm open because we prefaced it. Prefaced? Yeah, whatever. That word, it.
I could use a warm entry.
Well, I'd hope it's not cold. Call the cops if it's cold.
Yeah, you don't want that one.
Some people do. You know, this reminds me. You know how the whole like goth girl thing, the goth girl aesthetic is like it's like a thing that a lot of people, especially in our age range, seem to be attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the whole like black hair, pale skin, uh, typically lighter eyes, I guess, like black lipstick, all that shit. I was once talking to a guy. He was British, by the way. I was once talking to a guy, and he was making the claim that being into goth aesthetics is essentially being attracted to the look of a corpse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
Now, see, at the time, because this is a guy that had a history of making some wild claims, but after I thought about it, after the fact, I was like, you know, that doesn't seem entirely off. Now that I think
Do I
about
know
it,
this person, or is this just some random guy you know?
no, this is before your time.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
I would like to know a guy who makes wild claims.
we tried to make a podcast together a while back, but it didn't work.
You got to invite him on here.
Well, he may or may not hate me, so
Oh, there was
that
a
might not
falling
be a
out, you say?
possibility. Yes.
Yeah, what'd you tell him? You told him the earth wasn't flat?
I don't even remember what. Oh, I look. So basically, I had this Discord server that I was in charge of, and him and I kind of made it together. Uh, and you're in it now, but he's not there anymore. But I left for a while, and I realized a lot of the people there were kind of not people I'd like to hang out with. So then I came back after like a long time, and for whatever reason, I guess everybody got like a really sour interpretation of me. So when I came back, two people left instantly as soon as I was given back ownership. One of them I've told you about beforehand, and the other one was the British guy.
How were you giving back ownership if people were sour on you?
It took like a good week or so of like trying to sweet talk the guy left in charge.
Come
He was like kind of
on.
lukewarm on me at the time because, well, you know how I am. I don't sugarcoat shit. So I had like another server that another guy told me to make, and we were just kind of freely talking. And then I invited the guy that I had as my successor, but then he broke one of the server rules, and I was like, well, shit, you broke a rule, man. I kind of have to kick you. So he took that personally. So then when I came back, uh, there was some friction there, and it took a
Was
while
the
for
rule
me.
about adult material?
No, no, no. That's usually not an issue. It was shit. I guess I'll just tell a little story. If anybody ever listens to this from that server, I'm fucked. Uh, uh. So what happened was, it was supposed to be a secret server because I didn't want to. I didn't want to get any bad for the exact reason actually that ended up being the downfall of me was because I wanted to speak freely about the problems I had with the amount of people that I did like from that server that I did want to talk about it with because they shared my similar feelings, and I introduced the guy that I put as my successor there, and he broke that rule of sending like screenshots to like the group or not the group chat, the mod chat that I had created in the other server,
Mhm.
and
What was that?
forgot how I learned about it, but the other guy, the other main guy that I had in the server, one of the people that I had in there already, he told me that the existence of it was leaked, and I was like, well, shit. And the only person it could have been was this guy, so I got to get rid of him. I can't like have a rule there and just not enforce it. I didn't want to, but it's like rules are rules,
You have to be the enforcer.
right? I'm Frank Castle, inching our way closer and closer
I
slowly.
always think about the
Anyway,
Thor hammer.
oh the like, did I
Yeah,
get
like
rid of
he
that
like
by the way?
slams on the ground. What?
Did they get rid of that when you ban somebody?
I don't know, but I'm just thinking about the GIF
Yeah, that's
to
what
go
they used to
alongside
have
it.
when you ban somebody. They used to have the GIF.
Really? I didn't even know
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. I guess I got rid of it then. Uh, so
No,
what I
I
had to
banned a
do
guy
was
and that did not happen.
what?
I banned a guy and that didn't happen.
They changed a lot. They're making it worse. But
Well, I
anyway,
could just send it myself.
it's not the same. Well, I mean, he doesn't see it anyway. So
It's supposed to be right before the ban.
It's like when you go into the options to ban somebody, they'll ask you, "Are you sure?" and they'll show the GIF.
Yeah, I don't even think I saw the GIF.
That's upsetting. Anyway, where was I going with that? So I had to get in there. I got in there, and immediately, rather than my joyous return home, it was like I was Odysseus. I don't know if you know the Odyssey, where Odysseus, he's lost after the Trojan War, and he goes around his island, or he tries to get home to his island for like 20 years, but he keeps getting like cut off by women that he has to have sex with for some reason. And then like the Cyclops and all that, and he gets blinded, and then sea monsters and the sirens, all that.
Yeah, well, I remember most of that except for the part of women he has to have sex with.
I'm not even joking. That's part of it. There was two of them. There was Calypso, and she was like a witch, and she basically like turned all of his crew into pigs, because they were like lustful or whatever. But then at the same time, she seduced Odysseus to have sex with her. So I don't really know how that works, but
the punishment fits the crime.
I mean, why did the other guys get punished? That's what I want to know. Was he just the best looking guy? And then like she's like, well, I don't really need these guys. So
sounds like a setup to a porno.
I mean, if somebody hasn't made like an Odysseus porno, like, I don't know what they're doing. There was another one though. There was like another one where she was like more benevolent, and she was like actually in love with him, and then she like made him stay with her for 10 years. I don't know if that was Calypso or another one, but there was at least two accounts of him having to like stay somewhere on an island and like have sex with a woman, technically against his will, because he was like Doomer at that point. He's just like, I want to go home, bro. And it's like the meme of like, yeah, it's the meme of like Odysseus.
What happened for 10 years?
He banged her
straight.
What do you mean straight?
10 years straight?
No. It's like, the meme where it's like, honey, it's 5 p.m. Right. Time for your... It's your basically like that, it seems. Yeah. And then eventually I think he got like so sad that she felt bad or something like that. I gotta reread it. That was one of my favorite myths too. But anyway.
It sounds like he just got married.
I mean... He's not committing to shit. He's Odysseus.
Yeah.
But he did have a wife, though. That's the best part. But when he got home, basically, he'd been gone for so long that so many people were like, hey, his wife is a queen. If we marry her, we'll just become the king of the island. So she had built up a ton of suitors, and she like pushed him off for 20 years somehow. And then when he came back, he had to like disguise himself. Athena helped him because like he was like smart and shit, so she liked him. But anyway, he had to disguise himself and like tell his son, he's like, hey, I'm dressed like a hobo, but I'm actually your father. You need to help me kill these people because they're gonna totally kill me if I just reveal myself. So then he gets like an arrow, and he just him and his son start killing them all, and he reclaims his prize. That's what I had to do.
Now, what if the son didn't believe him?
I don't know how the son kind of knew, to be honest. I think it might have been like a god thing where one of the gods had to prove it to him or something.
Because like gods had to prove something. What times?
I mean, but yeah, so basically what I had to do is go in there, and everybody was against me for no reason whatsoever, except for like one or two of the people I had in the other server. And I had to basically catch up on all the lore because a lot had happened. I'd been gone for like a year, which in Discord times, that's like 10 years. So basically Odysseus.
And so you're banging for that year straight.
Yeah. But then I had to like try and convince the guy I had in charge, like, hey, we're cool. Because I also like said as a joke once, and he kind of saw it when I said it.
Weren't you on another account too?
Yeah.
So you were dressed as a hobo.
I did.
You were dressed as a hobo.
The best part is I just got in with a link from one of the other people I let into that server, and I deleted my account so that there was no tie to me because I was planning on just leaving it permanently. But then I kind of got convinced to go back. So then I had to go in with another account because the other account didn't exist anymore. So I came in and everybody was
like your son.
Huh?
The guy you sweet talked was like your son.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. This is literally Odysseus. I don't know if you made that connection till now, but I mean, more and more, it's making it seem like it.
I take inspiration from the Greeks even without my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I had to like convince him because I had said partially as a joke a while back in the other server that I don't really like that thing anymore. I was considering deleting it, which was like a big deal because we had like a lot of. I'd been in there for like 2 or 3 years already, and we had like a lot of stuff saved in there and all that. So this guy saw that and he took that as like, oh, if I put him in charge, he's just going to delete the server as like a joke. Because that's exactly what I said I was going to do in that message. So I had to convince him. I was like, nah, it's good, bro. That's not what I'm going to do, which I didn't. But then he made an announcement and he's like, all right, fine. I'll give you the ownership back. And then the British guy and the other guy that I told you about it before both left instantly. But I mean, I didn't really like the one guy. The British guy was a little bit of a little upsetting, but
They committed suicide to not be taken out by your wrath.
pretty much. Well, here's the thing too. There was like a big commotion over whether or not to ban one of my boys because he was being a bit of an edgelord there. But I mean, I had set up the rules where you can't get banned for saying shit. But they're trying to do it anyways. They're trying to make like some loophole, like some other people that make loopholes like that that I won't name. But anyway, but they were trying to use loopholes to get my boy out, and this was before I had like ownership, so I couldn't do anything. I didn't even have mod roles really. They were like, yeah, he's been getting on my nerves too, and I had to like be like a defendant of this guy when he wasn't even in there because this was in the mod chat and he's not a mod, so I had to like defend him to the death just to keep him in there, buy some time before I became owner. So it was him or the guy that was trying to get rid of him, and the other guy left. So I was like, shit, I won. I'm sure this is like riveting and enthralling information for the audience.
Well, living out the story of Odysseus, I feel, something that the people can relate to.
That's fair.
So how was your weekend?
How was your week? Gym yesterday.
How was your whole week since last episode?
I went to the gym yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I did not go today.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't sure if they'd be open today. Just a thumbs up. Heads up for the audience. Today is trans
awareness?
Trans Visibility Day, something like that.
Who wants to see him? Well, I think they're even acknowledging that people don't actually want to see him the other 364 days of the year. So we just leave them one day where they can come out, from their cave.
It's like Plato's cave.
Well, I just meant more so like a dungeon, wherever they're being locked up.
Oh, you're going more medieval with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wherever they're being stored, if you will.
Like the Cyclopes from the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Hiding in their caves with their sheep and cheese.
Yeah, they got cheese, all right.
Well, as Odysseus, let me steer the ship away from those rocky shores.
You're good.
I guess we could talk about that.
What? This Flying Dutchman?
No, the fucking the boat bridge shit.
Yeah, in Baltimore.
Keep going.
Oh, I saw the one with like the penguins in Madagascar. They're like, let's turn this tin can around, and it's like.
Is this the new 9/11 one?
Yes.
Was there anybody on that bridge, or was it closed?
Was it some like 6 people died or something? I heard. I don't know. I just read that in some random comment. I just read that in some random comment. I didn't even hear about like official numbers or anything. That might have been a guess.
Somebody's like, yeah, probably 6. You sure?
Sounds kind of high.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe 7.
I'm thinking more like 2 or 3.
Oh, 2 people? That's it? You don't think that?
Yeah, this is gonna happen every show, isn't it?
I guess so.
Now let me look up Baltimore death count.
That's gonna be great for your designated NSA agent.
Let's see, news. You think death count is a good search? It says 2 bodies recovered. 3. Whoa, so it was 2. Well, hold on. Let's see. So 4 days ago, Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed. Lives updates. Divers resume recovery effort for 6 victims. Let's see. Oh, so I guess there were 6 victims and they recovered 2 of them. So we don't know necessarily that the other 4 were there, do we? How could we know for sure? Did you see that thing though? Like, how did it collapse so quickly, right? I feel like that's what everybody's asking, but it's like, I mean, look at it. It's like, it was like Jenga.
This really is the new 9/11.
I know, right? Jenga, it's 1 for 1. Each one that applies to, right? It's like it looks like a controlled demolition, if you will.
Can the cargo fuel, the fuel of the cargo ship, actually melt the steel beams of this bridge?
Yeah. Was there a Muslim on board?
That's actually a great question.
Yeah. But who was he paid by to do that?
Dancing Indonesians.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know much about this bridge other than the fact that it's being laughed at so much. And that 6 people apparently 6 people were victims.
I didn't even know it was a thing until like 3 days after the fact.
Yeah, well, I just came home and that's the first thing I was told about. I was just looking at the TV and I'm like, oh, okay. Honestly, I was talking to a family member about this, and I was just talking about some random thing, going on day to day, kind of like just stupid stuff. I'm like, yeah, this matters more than the bridge. This insignificant thing that we're talking about right now.
Was it? What was it about?
It was like, I think it was like me. I was like taking some aspirin or something. I'm like, yeah, the fact that I get this aspirin, should matter more than this boat.
I mean, if it's only 6 people,
Yeah. Versus
me,
my aspirin and my health. I'm still alive, right?
Those people would want me to have my aspirin.
I don't know about that. But even so, it's like, why? They're already gone. I'm still here. And I need that aspirin.
You're like at the pharmacy or whatever trying to get in. Some like the person up front. Oh my God! Hey! Look at me! I need my asprin. I don't care what's on the TV. Give me my aspirin.
Right.
You think there's somebody like that on like 9/11?
Yeah, that's
it's like
who cares? It's in New York, you idiot. Who cares about that?
This happens every other Tuesday. Come on.
This already happened. They were like, there wasn't even just one building; it was multiple. I mean, come on. It's like you're divided. Your attention's divided on this one.
He starts going through the whole thing. He pulls out like a board. It's like, look, if you actually look here, like, but yeah. I saw a post that somebody sent saying it was like an Indian guy. I don't know if that was a meme or not.
Did he smell curry?
No, I didn't. I wasn't there.
He saw a goat on the bridge, and he needed to have it.
Leave that goat alone.
He was feeling a little saucy.
Butter goat. Is it goat or lamb?
What about lamb?
It's usually like butter chicken, butter.
No, I haven't even had butter chicken. What's with that?
It's not. It's really not that great.
Well, why is it called butter chicken? It doesn't even look like they use butter.
It really doesn't. I don't know. Hold on. Butter chicken.
Butter chicken. Butter chicken.
It comes with curry. Traditionally known as mukhani, is an Indian dish originating in Delhi. It is curry. It does in fact come with curry.
If it's just curry, why call it butter chicken?
Oh wait, hold on. Type of curry made from chicken with a spiced tomato and butter sauce.
But is the butter sauce just butter? Is there some other sauce aspect to it?
I don't
Is
know
there
why
like
you would
milk in
need.
it? Like cream?
Let's see. You know, when I think of India, I don't ever even think of butter, like at all.
Yeah. I thought they can't eat that.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be great with dairy, but I guess it's the tomato offcuts it or something.
How does that work?
I have no idea, but I
No,
have
I
heard
mean,
it.
they probably use like a nut butter or something.
Yo,
Hey, whoa, you know what? If you go to India, you might get some nut butter in your food. You
yeah,
know, there was this
yo,
one
wait, did
video
you?
of a guy at some like food stand and he's like jerking into it. Oh, that's actually jerk chicken. You know, I thought this was India, not Jamaica.
Bomba clot.
Serving me jerk chicken over here.
It's made fresh. It's made fresh.
It come
It
with
come with
semen.
come.
It come with semen. Do you think
Let's
why
see.
would he do it into the food? Why?
So they get their electrolytes.
He does want the Indians to grow big and strong. They're very weak people. But he's sacrificing his own taurine for that.
Hey, you know, he's not the hero we deserve. Wait, shit. He's not the hero we need. He's the hero we deserve.
No, I think it's the other way around.
Is it? He's not the
Yeah.
hero we deserve. He's the hero we need.
Yeah.
I don't really think I need that.
Well, do you deserve it?
I don't think I deserve it either. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, it just says butter sauce.
Now,
Doesn't really
question
go
for
into
the
it.
audience. Do you want to go to India? Ever? Like, would you ever want to step foot in that country? If you can even call it that?
You know, when I was not a wee lad, but a weeer lad, relatively weeer, relatively more wee, but not quite as
You
wee
were a
as
little weenie. I
no.
don't know. I just like the fact that you paused. You didn't even say anything.
What am I supposed to say to that?
No.
Anyway,
I mean, it was true. It's a true statement.
yeah, relatively. Or wait, I don't know. Anyway, when I was relatively more wee than I am, but not quite a wee lad, I was going through. I don't even know how I got to this either, to be honest. Because I started off in like high school. I'd just be reading the entire Wikipedia article on any given country. I literally just pick a country and be like, yeah, this course or whatever is teaching me nothing at all that's even remotely useful. So I'm going to read something else entirely unrelated to it during class time.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually I got to India, and I've lost most of this information by now because it's just a ridiculous amount of information they have on those Wikipedia pages. And I was only really interested in the history tab. So once I got past that, I was kind of like, whatever. But anyway, every time I got to a country, somehow, you could tell this was in my teenage years, somehow, I always got down to like, I guess because maybe I was like looking up videos of like the culture or whatever, or like the history, and they'd show like people there. And people, they have a tendency to only show attractive people whenever they can, which I don't, I think it's a good thing. But anyway, there was a brief period where I saw like an attractive Indian woman in like some video or photo or whatever. And I was like, okay, I could see myself going here. Let's do it. Now, though, now I'm well aware that I could literally walk outside and get like something like 10 times better. Just maybe not mentally, but
I thought you were just going to talk about how you could like try and eat at a food cart and you'd get body fluids in it, or some guy smashing the food in his armpit, or like slicing meat with his toe.
No, this is going back to like why I would at one point desire to go to India.
Well,
Now,
I thought that was going to be the now statement.
No,
I thought
now
that was
I
going to
don't.
outweigh any pretty women.
No, yeah, it does.
I mean, it looks like the people there have been hit with a radioactive fluid, that's caused them to mutate.
What?
I mean, have you seen the ones in the videos where it's like they have those nubs on their arms and like they have weird looking toenails?
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they just look like mutants there. I mean,
What is
I know
that?
I know they don't have access to the same, level of well, I think it's a combination between not necessarily having the access to the level of healthcare that other people have, but also, it's like I don't go to the hospital all the time, so obviously why would I not look like that, right? Well, I mean, I think it also has to do with environment. Like, I mean, their environment causes them to be freakish.
I
Think
was gonna
about it.
say
All that
maybe
pollution and
just the fact that they have so many people that you're just gonna have a higher likelihood of having like deformed offspring. But then like you think of China, you don't see that. I mean, obviously they probably like tailor it so it doesn't look like that to some extent, but they're
well,
not
the
really
Chinese
known
ones
for
die
that.
in the Sheen factory.
That's also true. They also started culling off their offspring for a bit, so
Those ones couldn't. Yeah, they probably just kill those.
can you
They're just like,
imagine like
this. I don't like the one this one came out. The way this one came out, it's a little weird looking. Let's try again.
it's
I don't
like
want this to be like my one shot at a kid.
yeah,
Doesn't even have
right. Now you
arms.
gotta like make sure it's right.
Yeah, maybe we got to bake
Uh
this at a higher temperature or something.
it's like you get a dish, you're like, yeah, I didn't like it. Can
Send
I
it
get a
back.
refund? You send it back.
Yeah, I'll send it back to the kitchen.
Did you see the one where it was like a guy that ate like a whole thing of chicken wings, like to the bone? It was like, yeah, I didn't like it.
I went to Outback Steakhouse yesterday, and I was disappointed. I had, well, first of all, my friend who was there, he had ordered these mac and cheese bites. I didn't partake in any, but basically he told me about the mac and cheese bites once he got them, because he ordered them, right? Obviously, he wanted to eat them. So they plop them in front of him in a fake cast iron. It's not even a real cast iron pan. It's just like this like ceramic or plastic thing that like is supposed to look like cast iron. He grabs one of these popper things. He puts them in his blue cheese. He tries it. He's like, "Oh, this is like cold," you know. Like, what? He's like, yeah, it's like not even like hot. Like, it just, man, feel this. And then he just starts like grabbing them all, like each one individually, like squishing it between his fingers. And he's like, just, man, feel this. He gets me to feel some of them. And I'm doing the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel hot. And he's like, yeah, but then he kept saying, I don't want to complain though. I don't like to complain. And I'm like, but, just tell the waitress. He's like, no, but I don't like to complain, and then,
Wait, is this beard guy?
yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he basically says, well, his justification actually becomes better a little bit, as it goes on, because he was like, yeah, well, if the steak isn't good, I don't want to have to use my only complaint up on this, as if he gets like one complaint, pretty much. He had told me previously that he had went to a restaurant and he did actually complain about the food, but it was like a burger because he bit into it and it was like raw. And he's like, yeah, I just need this cooked more. But then he said he gave it back to them and they brought it back, but they brought it back like just so cooked he couldn't even eat it. It was like a fucking tire. This guy could not eat that because of the way they cooked it after. I guess it was one or the other. But, the mac and cheese bites, he does eventually try the steak. He's like, but while we're waiting for the steak, he still keeps grabbing on him. Like, even after the first time, he just keeps going for it with his fingers. Like, yeah, just these are so cold. They're so cold. And he's just like pinching them between his hands. It's like the breading keeps breaking up more and more. He's not eating any. He just keeps picking at him like that. And then he like picks a little bit of the breading up and eats it. Like a tiny bit of it up, like these crumbs that are falling off.
What the
fuck? But we get our food. He tries the steak. He actually likes the steak. And so he's like, okay, well, that's good. But then the manager comes over. He's like, how did the food end up, guys? He's like, yeah, I was like, good, but, well, to be honest, it really wasn't great. But my friend was like, yeah, these are cold. I need new ones. Or he just said, can you put them back in the like a fryer or whatever? And the manager's like, no, I'll get you fresh ones. And he takes them. Anyway, point with my food is that I got what I usually get, which is, it's a steak, like I think it was a filet mignon this time. Honestly, well, because I want the lobster tail with it, and it usually comes with that. Like I kind of want to do the surf and turf, and like, usually the other steaks are bigger. I don't want a huge steak. You know what I'm saying?
There's
like
no fat on the fillet.
It's too much muscle meat. I usually get a ribeye if I'm just getting the steak. I like the ribeye. Yeah. But the ribeyes usually come in too big. The ribeyes were in a little bit too big of a size. I'm kind of like, I'm not going to eat all that. And I usually want the potatoes anyway. Huh?
What are you, gay?
Well, muscle meat is not even great to eat a lot of anyway, and in big quantities. You want a few ounces, sure. But
ribeye it's got like all the connective tissue and fat.
I
Just eat
know I
that
like
with
the
it.
ribeye. I'm just saying if I want the lobster tail as well, you know, I'm not going to get a whole ribeye with that. So I was just kind of like, let me get the fillet and the lobster tail. Now the fillet, you know, the sear was a little bit strange because you know, like when I cut into it, like kind of, I guess it was some of the skin, but like the skin, the meat on the outside had kind of separated a little bit from the meat on the inside, so it looked like it almost had like another like layer on it. It looked like breading. It wasn't breading, but it was meat. I could tell, but it was just strange in the way it was connected. Point being, I got that with lobster tail. The lobster tail wasn't even like is that seared or anything. It just kind of felt like, you know, it's like you pull it out of the fridge and you just kind of like, you know, you don't even oven it that well. You just kind of you don't even bake it that well. You just yeah, I know that's what you would call it, right? You know, you don't even bake it that well. It's just kind of like it just gets to room temperature and you're like, that's fine. It doesn't need any sort of like grill marks or anything on it. So, you know, honestly, it was kind of mid. And then the potatoes they brought these like a baked potato, and it really wasn't that great. It was dry and it was small. And then the sweet potato was even smaller. I'm like, these are the smallest potatoes I've ever been served at a restaurant. It was crazy. It's like, what the hell is this? You know, I went to Longhorn. I got pretty much that same order. Incredible. Outback, it was very mid. If anything, it makes me not want to go to Outback.
Oh, it's Outback. Okay, I was
Yeah.
I was thinking this was Longhorn for the longest
No, Longhorn wouldn't do that to me. That's the thing.
You know,
we were gonna go to Longhorn, but the wait was too long, so we're like, oh, we'll go to Outback. But no wonder the wait wasn't that long. Outback
I've
sucks.
not heard great things about Outback in recent times.
I went, but I did go like a couple months back, and it wasn't bad. I got pretty much almost the same thing, and it actually was decent. But this time, it just kind of sucked.
Yeah, I was just gonna say before I forget, as somebody that used to work in a kitchen, not like a steakhouse, but like a sports bar, whenever you say something's undercooked, they verbatim say, "Yeah, nuke it." So that way you won't fucking complain about it again.
Yeah, well, that makes more sense. Yeah, because I don't know.
I
What
don't
if you
know
say
what
something's overcooked?
Then I just get you a new one, I guess.
I've had
And then they
overcooked
just like
burgers
put it
before.
on the grill for like a second.
Yeah,
For the mac and cheese bites, is that what they were, right?
yeah.
I don't know how you mess those up because those go in the fryer. Like that sounds like a microwave issue.
But they were fried. I felt them. Those don't feel like those go in the microwave because it's like they're too crispy, you know. So the
Yeah,
manager brought them back, and they were like the thing is they were more like brown, you know, like than the other one. So the manager, you know, who's a black man, he said, you know, those are good, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, you could tell by the color. So you know, he was walking back, like I didn't even really think about it, but until he was like walking back around, and my friend says like, yeah, you know, he said you could tell by the color, like something like that. He points it out, and the manager was walking past me, he didn't even realize. Yeah. Honestly, I even like when he was bringing the bites like the second time around, I said like these are the smallest potatoes I've ever seen in my life. And then he's like passed behind me with the fucking like the poppers or whatever they are. He didn't even acknowledge my statement. You know, if he did hear it, I'm disappointed that he didn't say, "Sir, are you okay with your meal?" or something. You know, I don't know.
how small were they? What are we talking here?
Oh my god, you know, I would say like honestly, probably like 8 ounces each or something.
Okay, I'm kind of retarded when it comes to measurements, and no, I'm not going to take that out. Screw YouTube. But anyway, I mean, I love YouTube. But anyway, like give me like an equivalent object.
Uh, let's think about this one. Trying to think.
I am
Bigger
actually
than
going to take that out now.
bigger than a bar of soap, but like honestly, not as I'm trying to think of like a ball.
Hold on. What are you expecting? Like how big are they usually
I mean,
coming
they're
out at?
usually bigger than that. They're usually
Damn, I don't
I'm trying
even
to think of
believe.
objects to refer to. I mean, these ones were seriously like tiny footballs, not even like ones that you would normally like, you know, use for like the play sports with kids. I'm talking about like a replica of a football that's like small, you know, that fits in the palm of your hand pretty much. Uh that you would have a little bit of grip over, but it's not that huge. Like honestly, if I were to grab it with my hand, I wouldn't be making a big hand expression. You know, it would just be kind of small. Like it would fit comfortably in like in a pretty laid back hand. You know.
You know, that reminds me. One time I went to some guy's restaurant because I knew him, and he told me he worked at a restaurant. So I took a bunch of my buddies to go, and it was one of those like upscale kind of restaurants, and it charged quite a bit for like not huge portions. So it was kind of like that, not ridiculous, like you see in like I don't know, I guess movies, like expensive movies, shit like that, where it's like you get a plate of something that should be one part of like a huge appetizer, but it costs like $50 and it's the entree. It's not like that, but it was like comparable where you're like, well, this isn't really an entree size, but you're paying like $40 for it. But anyway, I forgot exactly what I got. I don't even remember what the entree was, but somebody got something with potatoes as a side, and these were like mini potatoes, so they're almost like the size of like a jawbreaker, kind of like the smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
But he like tried to eat them, and he's like, bro, these are inedible. And we're like, well, what are you talking about? So they're covered in like some kind of like dust or whatever, some kind of like I don't even know, like powder of some sort, and I didn't really know what that could be, but he was like, bro, try one. So I tried one, and that like dust or like powder that's like surrounding the potato, it was pure salt. So when you bit into it, it was the saltiest shit you've ever eaten. Holy shit. Like
Man,
one of those would be enough for your daily intake.
man.
Which I guess maybe you could make the argument that you're supposed to eat. No, because even then they're not small enough where you could justify breaking them up and then having the salt spread around. Plus the amount of salt that was on it, they were like coated in it. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. If that's like normal or if
What
like
do you think
somebody just
the?
got a little too.
Yeah, maybe a
But yeah,
smoker was making it.
that's what they always say. It's always a smoker. I'll
Yeah,
tell you, a lot of those kitchen guys, they do smoke.
while they're making the food.
No, they usually go out back, and then they come back and make the food.
Yeah. So you're telling me they don't put the cigarette out in my toast? Tasted like it before.
Why are you ordering toast, bro?
Well, I'm saying in the back in the day, you know,
Well, where are
tasted
you
like they
getting
put
toast?
something else out in that fucking those hash browns I was talking about from that soul food place. Those weren't good.
You actually wait. Okay, no, yeah, I do remember you mentioning that actually. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it must have
I
been
don't
that
know.
Indian guy in the kitchen back there. Honestly,
You get like a lot of people from weird backgrounds back there. It's very diverse, the kitchen staff. But anyway,
Mhm. At the soul food place,
no, just in general.
you're just talking about in kitchens and in like real
Yeah, like
restaurants.
did I ever take you to? Did we ever go to that one sushi place that's by the school that we go to? That's open till like 2.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I went there recently, and like you know how like sushi places they have like the sushi bar where you're out to see it and all that, and like they got the fish and all that like
Were you
there, and they
what?
just kind of the sushi bar.
Wait, were you what though?
What do you mean?
You said were you what?
The sushi bar where you make the sushi.
You make the sushi.
The chef makes the sushi.
Well, you said where you make the sushi.
You, as in the chef.
What? Why would the chef make the
Bruh.
sushi?
Listen, okay, you
Why would
walk
I be
in.
the chef?
God damn it. Because it's your story. You're Odysseus, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not you walk in and like there's like the seating area, but like perpendicular to the seating area is the sushi bar. And the guy's like there and he's got all his ingredients and you can see him like making the shit.
Oh,
That's what I mean. And then like the actual kitchen where you actually like cook stuff is like a different area where you don't
who's
see.
on
But
first?
what do you mean?
Who's on first?
What?
Who's on first?
What do you mean?
Who's on first?
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
You know, who's on first?
What?
No, what's on second?
The fish?
No. What?
The knife?
No, what?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm saying what's on second?
What the fuck is second?
I'm saying what's on second?
That's what I'm asking.
What do you mean asking? What's on second?
What is second?
What's on second?
I have no idea. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, anyway, as you were saying with the sushi.
What was that?
What do you mean?
Okay, whatever. Anyway, you walk in and the guy's like there where he makes a sushi, and usually I expect to see a nice young well, not young, but like a nice Asian fellow with the white like garbs and all that, and he's got the knives and shit. But I walked in one day and it was like a bunch of Mexican guys. It was
Sushi,
weird.
senor. I make it a sushi. Very nice.
Sí, sushi. Es bueno. But yeah, kitchens are mixed.
So you're saying they took her jobs?
I mean, yeah.
They're doing it to the Asians now. The Asians aren't safe.
I actually know a guy that oh shit, he is Mexican. I know a guy who's a sushi chef.
They took her jobs.
He did in fact take their jobs. And he's working with a Turkish guy.
They took her jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, so
But,
you know that South Park episode I was referring to, where
yeah.
it was to you. It wasn't. It was on the show, but I was thinking about it because it was the one where basically they try to get them jobs back. The rednecks, and then they have to be Alexas, and so it was like Jim Bob or something. It's like, or I can't remember which one. It was like Cletus or some shit. I can't even remember, but it's like, yeah, Cletus, play Humble by Kendrick Lamar. He's like, I remember syrup sandwiches and caramel allowances, Vanessa, dude, with some counterfeits. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying with Afghanistan?
Oh, right.
Earlier?
Didn't I say it already?
Did you not? I feel like we interrupted that.
Where they take young lads and they give them some experience.
Interesting.
From an older man.
So, yeah, so you did say that, but then we kind of just moved on really quick to something else without really addressing it.
There's a term for it. I forgot what it was, but like it's obviously in their language.
Pedastry.
So Pashto, I think it is. But anyway, it's like a tradition where, I think it's usually from like poor income like families. And I guess they'll get some kind of financial incentive from it. I don't really remember the details. Don't quote me on that. But basically, and some like British guy, I think he made like a documentary on it. How they'll just send their boys, specifically boys too, which makes it even odder than it would be usually. Not that it's any better, but just usually it's not the boys. But anyway, they send the boys out, and a bunch of guys are just like, yeah, we'll show you the ropes, so to speak.
Is there some sort of loophole when it comes to boys? Because it's the thing with like the priests too.
I don't know.
Like why the boys specifically? Because they just are. It's more socially acceptable for a man to be around little boys than it is girls. Is it like
really
the ease, or is it like there is some sort of like actual rule that like they believe that if as long as it's a boy and not a girl, like and the boy hasn't reached that pubescent age, we're good.
I mean, that's what they say about the Greeks too. Even though it's kind of entirely bullshit, but so now I'm starting to think,
loophole?
I don't know. Because like if it was just okay, hold on. Let me phrase this carefully. Like if you go by the religion, I'm pretty well, I guess we don't know that for sure. But it's only like an Afghani thing. It's not really like a Muslim thing entirely. It's like specifically Afghanistan.
Well, do you know the priest reason?
I've heard that stat is like exaggerated to an extent, which doesn't really say much, but there's that. I don't know what the reason would be besides the fact that women aren't allowed in church. So if you're going to be like a youth in the church, you're going to have to be a boy anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, If that's what you meant.
You remember the South Park episode about that one where it's like the initial
The
one I'm
giant
talking
spider.
about? Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, we're basically like Priest Maxi or whatever his name is. He's all like, yeah, like he's the one discovering that apparently everybody's doing it, and so he's like, guys, I've found a solution, and it's like, basically the solution is like, how about we just don't touch the little boys, and they're like, ah. It's like they're all just there to do that.
I think I did hear this come up in some other culture too. I don't remember which one though.
I mean, we can just think of cultures where they do that.
Like the Greek one, that one's kind of bullshit. But I think there was enough where it did happen. And again, with that one, it happened specifically with boys because you typically didn't send your like little girl to be educated anyway.
Yeah.
So if there was any situation where they'd be vulnerable, and like here's the thing too, people kind of conflate the idea that something bad did happen with it being the norm, which is kind of stupid. Like if I mean, maybe modernity is not the best example, but let's say, I don't know, there's a tradition, there's like evidence that people in fucking Finland, they use chopsticks to eat, I don't know, I don't even know what they eat. Rice, let's say that. And then like 100 years later, somebody sees this and like, wow, look, the Finns, they all ate with chopsticks. But it's really just like, no, this one guy happened to go to like an Asian restaurant or something one time, and he thought the chopsticks were cool, and they started eating it like that. But the Afghanistan thing, it apparently isn't that. It's like just a thing. Like they do it.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
something.
It's weird too, because you would
Shouldn't
think
they be stoning themselves?
that's what I would say, because that's gay.
Yeah. Maybe they think it doesn't count as gay if they're young enough. They are not a man yet. So man is not lying with man.
It's so fucking stupid.
So there you go. That we figured it out. Podcast ever. That's what we do here.
Investigative journalism.
Exactly. I think we really solved it for today.
We're gonna like do anything about it? We're gonna like
send like we just solved it. Tweet that's not up to us to do anything about that.
Wait, hold on. Now I'm starting to think, because I heard about this a few years ago, and this was like a few years ago. This was like before the whole Taliban thing happened. Maybe the Taliban's getting rid of it.
They're getting rid of it.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be like ultra like Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the government we were funding were okay, I'm gonna get into dangerous waters if I keep going down this route. But anyway, the government we were funding was like less fundamentalist, I'm pretty sure.
So you're saying there was a reason that this was emerging, but was that always a practice, or was it like of just during that era?
I don't remember.
I think they might have just taken the opportunity. Maybe they did it on U.S. tax dollars. Maybe they were taking those dollars. Maybe they got so much money that they were just saying, "Oh yes, we need more money. This is not enough to put the
female education.
Yeah, this is not enough to put women in blue jeans. We must put women in blue jeans. We need more money,
please."
Yeah,
good use. It'll go to good use.
Well, how much do you need exactly? Something in the ballpark of, how much does one little boy cost?
I mean, jeans.
Well, if we're just comparing little boy price to jean price, it may be a good estimate.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we're ever thinking about going to Afghanistan for any reason whatsoever, probably don't take your son there.
No. I mean, they do that with the tourist kids too, not just the Arab ones. I mean, isn't it they take them to the mountains or something? You said
they're not Arabs,
huh?
They're not Arabs.
What do you mean?
They're in Afghanistan.
Well, whatever they are, they're all brown.
Hey, I mean,
You're all Arabs. I consider them all Arabs. Blacks, Indians.
Arabs.
You seen that one clip
Uh,
or I forgot what movie that was.
no, I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think I was watching a video that Sargon of Akkad was doing on it a while back, and he was talking about how like some like foreigner, I think like a British guy, he was doing like the documentary or whatever, and he was like telling the police, and the police were like, yeah, this is awful. We'll do something about it, and they'll like have the kid in custody, and then like, well, I mean, they're in their custody, so yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take care of this one. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we'll take good care.
Yeah.
Don't
All of
worry
us,
about
each of us will. We'll take turns taking care.
But yeah, this is at a.
It's like, it's like this is comedic because it's just, like you see some people saying like, taking them out of the possession of those who are harming them, and then just saying, yeah, well, don't worry about this kid now, everything's safe, and then it's just people that do it again. It's just never ending. There's nobody to turn to.
Hey, but remember, they're the oppressed ones. Their
Yes.
culture is misunderstood.
Hey, everything's relative, right?
It's funny too, because it's funny too, because like they're right next to Pakistan, and I don't know if you know about the whole British thing with Pakistanis now. I don't think it's
what about
boys
the British
though.
thing with Pakistan?
Oh, they have like child rings
The Pakistanis in
like the UK, yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah, then the government just doesn't do anything because they're Pakistanis.
I see. Well, they'll do what they do, How can they help it when they were born brown?
That's literally the argument they're making here. Oh, you see, Your Honor, my client was born brown, so he can't really control his urges to be a fucking degenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend, Your Honor, the system has oppressed him so much because of his skin color that he was driven to this life of prostituting boys. You kind of need some, a little more if you want to get from one to the other. You're going to need to supply us with a little bit more information as to how that's relevant.
Brown.
Yeah. Well, he's oppressed, Your Honor. I don't understand what more there is to give.
If this isn't enough evidence, I don't know what the state of our country is.
I think you're the problem, Your Honor. I think your white privilege is blinding you to the socioeconomic factors that have driven this poor man into having to do this to these kids. He had no choice. He is just a product of his environment.
This British environment.
Yeah, I forgot to do the British accent. I just assumed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I love how we're talking about Britain and we're going like like typical like general like Southern American accent.
Yeah. Well, we just don't even want to do the voice because they don't even want to do the voice.
They only do the voice for tourists. Then they stop. Oh, thank God! I can stop talking like that.
We've tortured them enough, but they really have tortured us with their voice. So really, we've just tortured the audience enough with British voices. I mean, I don't think we really want to do it here.
Nah, we'll spare them. But yeah, apparently it's like way worse over there. Like just the whole.
Than where? Worse
like
than
Britain.
where?
Like here?
Oh.
Like there's like pockets.
How much is it happening here?
I mean, what do you mean?
By the other brown, do you mean the Mexicans?
No, I meant like in terms of like the whole like ultra lefty thing. But I guess that's kind of part of it, yeah. Listen, the Mexicans that I encounter, they're just nice, incredibly aggressively, slightly sear throat kind of Catholic people, and they have nice tacos. But unfortunately, they cook them all in vegetable oil. So,
but are they sleepy because of the vegetable oil?
I don't know. I'm trying to think about that actually.
Well, are they sleepy? And if so, it probably is because of the vegetable oil.
Probably.
I'm so sleepy.
I mean, sometimes it's just white people selling them.
That's not good. Why would white people sell? You know, and if you, despite the vegetable oil and all that, if white people are making them, they're not even as good. You
They
know,
kind of aren't. No.
gentrified tacos, no, thank you. Those things taste like
some
shit. They don't even
guacamole
taste
on
like
that?
shit. They just don't taste like anything. Is the problem? At least with some Mexican tacos, they may taste like shit. You know, give me some atmosphere, right?
Food, water, atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't know. I really can't remember the last time I had Mexican food though.
It's a shame.
Like,
it actually
like
tastes
legit
good.
Mexican food. Actually, I had it wasn't recent, but it was probably sometime last year. I had went to a food truck with tacos, and I had the beef tongue tacos.
Didn't you mention that already?
Oh, I'm just saying that was at some point that I had. Well, I was just saying I made beef tongue here, but I'm just saying at some point I had went to that was the first time I tried the beef tongue. I went to a Mexican food truck, or I probably was Puerto Rican or something. I don't even know. Anyway, they had beef tongue. And you know what they say, you know, if the Mexicans can do it, you know, as far as preparation, I can too. You know, I can handle the tongue. No way those IQ whoa. Those less fortunately as far as education goes, Mexicans, you know, are able to handle a cow tongue and I cannot.
You're telling me you can handle a cow tongue?
Well, you know, they say it feels good to actually put your finger in the cow's mouth and let it suck on the finger.
Whoa.
You know, that's what I heard about.
I can't
Apparently
steer away from this.
Apparently it feels nice.
It's over. It's so over for you.
That's what I just heard. You know, that's what I heard. I didn't try it with the cow tongue I bought. I just cooked it.
Were you the one that sent me that video of that guy that was trying to make like a sandwich or whatever, but he had like a cow like right behind him eating everything every time he tried to prepare it?
There's this guy that has this cow in his house because I guess he lives on a farm and he just brings it into the house. And so he's like preparing food. This one he was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He was like spreading the peanut butter on the bread, and the cow's just behind him. And every time it sees like food on his plate, it would just start trying to eat it, you know. And so there would just be cow saliva all over this man's table.
It was visible. Like I was thinking to myself when I was watching it in the beginning, like, do you really want to just keep putting that back on the sandwich? And then after a while, I started seeing like the globs of like cow saliva. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, anything for views, right? And he did like a day in the life of like living with the cow, like where he would like, you know, have it in the house with him all day. And like it would really just keep doing that with his food. Like every time he tries to eat like cereal or something, it would just start eating it.
Can they even eat anything like that?
I mean,
or is it like dogs where like you can't eat them?
You know, I don't think it's as much like dogs. I feel like cows could eat a lot more. I mean, they got 4 stomachs.
That's
they can handle grass.
Now, the question is, does it all get turned into saturated fat?
Mostly.
That's nice.
Yeah. I was looking up the grass-fed versus non-grass-fed cows and what it is. The grass-fed cows actually have less, or they have more omega-3, so they have more of that like polyunsaturated fat, but they have less monounsaturated fat.
The grass-fed?
Yeah. The omega-6 is like pretty much the same.
So would that not be better to eat non-grass-fed then?
Well, you know, the thing about it is that, so the monounsaturated fat being lower would be better for that. You know, I don't think the amount of omega-3 is necessarily like as much of a problem as like the benefit you would get from lowering the monounsaturated fat, because monounsaturated fat, if you were to eat that, actually it's that it causes the expression of D5D and D6D, which are supposed to actually cause linoleic acid to turn into, I think it's arachidonic acid, which is essentially what causes inflammation when you consume linoleic acid. It only really does that once it turns into that. So if anything, the mono unsaturated fat, the oleic acid, at least from it, is not necessarily like, it's like just what's within it is causing that sort of like the problem from like eating seed oils is actually kind of like it's the problem is already present, but essentially is being lit by the monounsaturated fats.
So it's worse to use olive oil?
You don't want to use a lot of it. Yeah, you don't want to eat a lot of like monounsaturated fat. But I'm not saying that it's worse to eat it than if you were to eat like, because I mean the polyunsaturated fats still aren't good to eat. I'm just saying like, if you're eating a lot of monounsaturated fat, you see more of an issue if you really get any polyunsaturated fat in the diet. It's going to be causing you more trouble.
So the polyunsaturated fat is like the worst thing, but if you mix that with monounsaturated, you make it even worse, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, you're better off mixing it with saturated fat.
Or just not eating it at all.
Right. But if you had to like do one, then it would actually be beneficial to mix it with saturated fat, unbeneficial to do with like harmful to do with monounsaturated fat. Like more problematic, I should say.
Okay. This shit's so complicated. I just want to eat shit that doesn't kill me.
Well, I mean, you just have to keep some things in mind, not even really keep every little thing in mind, but just kind of think like, general terms, like what's going to not be great, what's going to be good. And if it has to do with like plant foods and you want to eat something, it just is really going to come down to how it's prepared a lot of the time. Unless it's like a seed, then you probably really just shouldn't eat it in general. But if it's like something like corn, for example, you can, like I mentioned, like, there's a soaking process you can do with an alkali. Essentially, it's nixtamalization, where it's essentially getting rid of the mycotoxin and pretty much just making the corn, like the actual starch in the corn, a lot more digestible and not as much of a problem to really eat. So there's things like that. So like, but it just comes down to like, if you're eating vegetables, you really have to be wary of how you're consuming them if you really want to eat some.
I don't.
Well, I mean, even like, like roots and stuff and like all that, like potatoes, for example, like you eat those and you have to kind of, have to add saturated fat in and well cook them. And same with mushrooms. Like I mentioned that I cook my mushrooms for 3 hours because you get rid of the agarotine content. You were like, bro, I'm not cooking my mushrooms for 3 hours.
Nope, not doing it.
Okay. Well, to each their own, I suppose.
I cook those for like max, like maybe 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because what I usually do,
if you just did it for like an hour, that would be a lot better.
Bro, it's usually like a last minute thing where I'm like making a burger and then I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I got some mushrooms. Let me add some more protein. Like throw some butter in a pan, put the mushrooms in, add some beef fat, and then cream and salt, and then like let it congeal a bit for like 20 or 30 minutes.
I eat cream of mushroom. I do it to where I'll like blend up the mushroom in like some like mascarpone and like coconut oil and broth, like beef broth, and just like a couple other things like salt. And then, I just eat that as like a little side soup, and it's really nice. And it actually helps me with my digestion a lot. It's way better than the carrot too.
Yeah, raw carrot is kind of meh.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't have the mushrooms, I'd probably eat the carrot, but I don't know. Even Danny Roddy was kind of saying like the carrot actually gives him digestive problems, even though some people like, it doesn't, because it's just an insoluble fiber. It's going to pass right through. But I mean, he said it messed him up.
But did you feel that?
Not really. I was okay. But the thing with the carrot is like, I don't want to eat too much of it, because if you chew it too much, or if you like eat too much, you're getting a lot of beta carotene, which can be suppressive of the thyroid. So pretty much you kind of just, that's why you shouldn't like juice a carrot or like dice it or something, or like chew it too much. Like I would do like the thin strips, like with the potato slicer or potato peeler, and I would just like swallow them as whole as I could, but I would like chew a little bit, but I would just like pretty much use milk to get them down. It wasn't a bad taste or anything, but yeah, I would try not to chew.
So it's not bad tasting. It's just kind of.
I mean, I would add stuff as well, and it would taste fine.
Ranch?
I didn't no. I added like coconut oil and like apple cider vinegar and salt and honey. With all that, it would taste good. Now, if I just ate it with like just the apple cider vinegar, it would make me gag. Honestly, I do not like apple cider vinegar.
Why?
It just doesn't. It doesn't taste good.
It's just like any other vinegar, as far as I'm concerned.
It's just I don't know, man. It made me want to like if I tried the carrot without the honey before. Like I would do the other stuff, and I would just but the apple cider vinegar without the honey would be such a strong flavor that I just makes me want to like throw up.
Damn. I used to eat salt and vinegar chips like that.
I used to hate the smell of those.
Well, because it's vinegar. It's literally
Yeah.
like bad wine.
I mean,
The
I'm still not a
Romans.
fan of the smell. It's just I'm saying like literally the smell of apple cider vinegar, like salt and vinegar chips, would make me like would make me like nauseated.
That's weird, bro.
It used to be that way. I could not even smell apple cider vinegar really. I used to use it to clean my Beyblades.
What?
Yeah, it was like you clean the mail with them.
Oh, yeah, they were metal. That's kind
Yeah.
of based. But anyway, I was going to say the Romans, when they were giving their soldiers like rations, they'd give them, I think it was called posca, which was basically just vinegar,
Hmm.
but it was like considered like a sour wine. And that was like a Gatorade for them.
Yeah, I'm
Really
not
keep
saying it's
going.
bad for you. I mean, if anything, it is good. I'm just, the problem is like it's not very tolerable for me by itself. I use it in my
I'm
hair.
saying, wait, what?
Yeah. What I do in the shower now, I'll take like a small amount of baking soda. I actually switched baking sodas. I was using the Arm& Hammer. Now I go to like it's like Bob's or something. I think it's Bob's Red Mill. Anyway, it doesn't have aluminum, which is good. I use some baking soda, some aspirin, pure aspirin powder, mix that up, put a little bit of water in it as I'm showering, mix that up, use it as a head scrub. Then after that, I'll use apple cider vinegar mixed with water, pour it through. And like since the baking soda and vinegar dries it up a little bit, or not baking soda and vinegar, baking soda and aspirin dries up my hair a little bit after I scrub it, the apple cider vinegar actually makes it soft again and like replenishes whatever I was losing from that, essentially texturally. Then I use an egg. I use a full egg and I just wash it in and I just like kind of leave it there for a few minutes. It's my
I thought
whole
you were supposed to
routine.
use only the yolk.
I just use the whole egg.
You're wasting a whole white like that.
I don't even eat the white by itself.
I mean, you might as well. It's protein.
I don't even do like a high protein diet anymore. I kind of just, I mean, I've really focused on the sugars.
Bruh.
Yeah. I mean, I still eat meat and all that. I've eaten like today, well, I had an egg in the morning with like some like, mostly I was doing like milk and cheese as far as my like dairy, like or as far as my protein. Cause even so, like the thing with eggs actually is that the phosphorus to calcium ratio is higher if you're not consuming the shell. So you don't get as much calcium. And so like, you actually want to have like a higher calcium than phosphorus. But basically the eggs by like, without the shell, you're essentially not getting that. And the thing is like it almost makes it seem like you should be eating the shell as well. I mean, obviously like you bake them and then you like grind them up, but it would just kind of suggest that maybe the whole egg actually is meant to be eaten.
Like, like you bite into an egg.
Well, I'm
Just
not saying necessarily we should do it like that. I'm just saying like it should clue us in as far as like the nutritional value of it. Like it would suggest that there is more to it that we're missing out on by not consuming that.
my issue with the egg shell thing is, especially when you're talking about like turning into like toothpaste and stuff like that. My thought process is the shards of the eggshell, even if they are ground up, would like rip up your enamel.
I mean, I don't know. There are people that use it and it doesn't happen to them. So I would say it probably has to do with how fine you're grinding it. Now, I would like apparently you're not supposed to grind it to like a sandy texture because apparently that's not even good for the gut if you're like consuming that. But as far as a tooth powder, I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of sweet spot as far as where it's not going to do that. And I mean, probably, because I know some people mix it with like baking soda and like, coconut oil. So it's like, once you do all that, it's kind of just like, you're just kind of leaving some of those pieces in there rather than having that be the entire thing you're brushing your teeth with. Now, if you're bleeding and you're like, using that, maybe don't do it.
No, that's how you know you're getting the tough stains out.
Yeah, but I just do the baking soda and the coconut oil for my toothpaste. Now it doesn't taste great, honestly. I might need something to sweeten it. Now I don't want to brush my teeth with sugar, but I could use like honey.
Wouldn't that have the same effect?
As what?
The sugar?
Sugar. Oh, well, the thing with honey is actually it's not. There's some videos you can watch on this that I'll send, but like you can actually use honey to brush your teeth with, because the thing is like well, it has to. I'm focused more on the acidity when I'm actually saying like some of what's negated by it, but you can pretty much just use it, and like the sort of pH of your mouth will return to normal very quickly. Now, as far as the sugar goes, I mean, the way it operates, at least when you're eating it, is that you're essentially not just doing the same as you would when you're eating straight sugar. So I don't know if like maybe the vitamin content is still accounting for it when you're using to brush your teeth, or if there's some sort of other explanation for it that I'm not thinking of. But pretty much it actually, like, I couldn't imagine that it would actually be too much of an issue, just seeing as it's like, I mean, obviously it's not, I'm not trying to say just because it's natural, it's going to be good, but I'm just saying the way honey is composed, like it really shouldn't cause problems. But even so, like the actual brushing of the teeth is done to disrupt the biofilm, and as long as you're doing that and getting enough fat soluble vitamins, I don't really think you're going to get cavities, even if you do use honey to brush.
I used to get a lot of cavities as a wee lad.
I didn't, and that's strange, because I didn't actually get like all the vitamin content. I did brush my teeth a lot, but I didn't get like the same vitamin content I get now. Especially not as a little kid. I wouldn't have been surprised if as a little kid I got cavities, but I didn't.
Huh.
Strange stuff. Indeed. Yeah. Knowing what I know now, I will grant kids of the future, that will be of my my tree, of my wood, if you will. They they will have strong jaws, and they will not have to wear braces, nor will they have to extract their wisdom teeth.
Mog check.
They will be mogging everybody. It's going to be insane. I mean, I'm unfortunately going to be creating something which will mog me, but that's fine, really, because the future wins, right? I'm like Frankenstein. That's my Frankenstein's monster. It's alive,
Frankenstein, when the thing he designs to be a living thing is that.
It's like Oppenheimer. You think Oppenheimer was like you're thinking of the meme too, aren't you? Yeah. Anyway,
wait, what?
Well, you're thinking of that meme too, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I don't think we can really talk about that here. But anyway, conclusion of that being that Oppenheimer didn't necessarily want the Japanese to be bombed. If you know what I'm saying, he didn't really want to lose those people. Now
they mentioned that in the movie too. I never even thought about that either. I was never like, wait a minute, didn't he just say?
Well, anyway, it's kind of like that Frankenstein's thing. It's like Oppenheimer, when the bomb he killed to built to create people, or to kill people, actually kills people, and so it's like he's just got his hands on his head too. It's like the fucking black guy with his eyes popping out. That's like doing like the whoo face. You know what I'm talking about?
We should definitely. Yo, who is that guy?
I don't even know.
That guy's got the best memes.
Let's see. Shocked black guy. Know your meme. I don't. Well, I know you're talking about that other guy, but I'm trying to figure out who the black guy is.
Okay.
What? Let's see. Let's so before we go in on that, let's figure out more about the shocked black guy, which actually I looked that up, and that actually is the name of the meme, wouldn't you know? Shocked black guy, or surprised black guy, is an image of comedian Jay Slutty. What the fuck? Making an expression of shock. His name is Jay Slutty. Okay, well anyway, bulging his eyes and holding his mouth agape and his hands behind his head. Starting in June 2022, the photo has been used as really only since 2022. It feels like it's been longer. Like,
right.
But the photo has been used as a reaction image meme on Twitter and Discord, as well as other sites or social media platforms to express his shock and surprise. On November 17th, 2020, YouTuber Funny Mike uploaded a drama video titled Aaliyah Wrote Jay an Apology Letter and Mark Want Desiree and Hannah. Wow. Okay. That I'll let you guess who wrote that. Anyway, in the video, fellow YouTube, so it's called Aaliyah with 2 A's, Liyah, wrote Jay an apology letter, and Mark Want Desiree and Hannah. Yeah, I'll let you guess who wrote that. In the video, fellow YouTuber Jay Slutty makes a shocked expression, folding his arms behind his head, bulging his eyes, and keeping his mouth agape. Appears at 4:32 mark shown below. Actually, let's get this on the screen. Let's check this out. I had never seen the original to this. Maybe we should watch most of this video, honestly, or maybe just the most of the lead up to it, because I am interested to see this sort of, this people's content. This is something culturally different than what we usually have on the show. This is a very inclusive day, not for trans people, but instead for Black people, because those people actually matter more. So let's see.
I'll just jump straight into it.
Yeah, well, I don't actually want to do that. I kind of want to see what's
you got a letter, fool.
It was just timestamp.
I'm sorry for cheating on you. Can I see y'all with this shirt? HAG, we ride. You liking this?
Nice intro.
This is cancerous.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
I understood we finna get lit. That's all I understood.
Fuck? Why was he screaming like that?
Hey, stay in line. Look like your head do karate, man. You look like a damn banana. Oh, boy, man, come on, son. You laugh. Say, bro, it's not even funny, bro. Slutty, you laugh.
They call it a slutty. I'm a little bit lost here, though. I'm not exactly.
I literally can't understand what they're saying.
Okay. So we're gonna skip a little bit in. I don't know. I need somebody to translate, honestly.
Who was on the phone with her?
What the fuck was that?
Keep it real. Mason was on the phone with her. Hey, say, and what they said happened? They say y'all was flirting on the phone. You wrong for that, man.
Okay. Would you? Oh my God.
Is he about to do it?
No, he's not about to do it. But no, it skips him. Okay, but anyway, point being, it's like, would you do this content for money? If this was like a way of providing comfortable income for yourself, like really just like a way in which, aside from this content, all you have to do is live your life exactly the way you want to. Just all you have to do is this, like probably once or twice a week. Would you do it?
I still don't even understand what's happening.
Well, that's not the question. Would you do this in order to live the lifestyle you want to, ideally? Like if it could provide you with enough money to really, do what you want to do in life, would you just do this a week or like once or twice a week? Maybe even once a week. Would you do this kind of content?
No.
No? Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I'm conflicted.
Delete myself.
I'm conflicted because, I'm thinking of it from the perspective I'm still intelligible in what I'm saying on video, and I'm just doing stupid stuff. Not the fact that like I can't even understand it. That's a little bit different. Now, if it were really like kind of vlogging content and it was still kind of stupid, like would you do it as if it weren't this bad? Like if you could at least understand the people in the video?
Can you give me like another example?
Like it's just like stupid. Well, you need another video?
No, I mean like a person.
Like Kai Cenat stream?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
is it like Neon? I know Neon.
Okay, so shit like that.
Shit. I guess
would
I
you
could
do that to live a comfortable life?
I think
to live the life he's living well. I mean,
I think that's what one of my buddies wants to do.
Well, so the point is like, think about it. Outside of that, you have a lot more to life other than just those things. I mean, I know that's what we're seeing from these people, but like outside of that, they do have lives outside of these things. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you're not like, as long as you're not completely like doing it 24/7 or anything, you could still make a decent living.
See, but that's the thing. Nowadays, if you're gonna be like a vlogger, you kind of have to do it 24/7 to stay relevant.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit more unfortunate as far as how much you actually have to invest in your life. You're right. So I don't know. I guess that is a good question. Would you actually use a lot of your life to put time into that so that you could get money out of it? And honestly, if it's that stupid, I'm not even confident I'd want to do that.
I think I'd rather be like a fast food worker than do this for like any extended a period of time.
All right, let's see what's going on here.
If it has to be like 24/7.
How did we get on the floor? What was that in the background? You heard that noise?
Yeah, somebody screaming like that.
Is it only me that heard that? Let's see.
My boyfriend. I wasn't flirting. Hey, say we don't want to hear that, dog. Hey, you was single. I was single. Oh, hey, but he didn't try to go back to her. He said he wanted to work it out with you. Hey, say Reg.
How is this entertaining?
I don't know.
This is like
I don't even know what's happening.
There's not a lot of action even. Whoa.
Oh, white girl?
I know you did say that. You like Maya, Hannah, and
Why are they yelling? There's nobody else there talking.
All right.
What is that?
What? Diddy say what? Man, last time Diddy said that, Diddy really was in his feelings because he really still liked it. Huh? Why you looking so stuck over there? Why y'all looking shocked like y'all know what's going on? Diddy, man, she went to tripping. Yeah, she went to tripping.
They knew that face was crazy too. Because I mean, the way they paused on it.
She went to tripping.
Yeah, the way they paused on it, like they knew there was something to it. Jeez, man. Okay, what were we talking about right before that?
I don't remember.
There was something about that. Oh, it was the Oppenheimer thing.
Oh yeah.
And so we were talking about that guy who posts some various memes about these incredibly intricate Wojak memes that he posts.
They're so funny.
Yeah, I don't know how he finds these. Does he make these? I wouldn't be surprised. He draws Wojaks. He drew a Wojak of me.
There's one time I found I sent one of those memes in another server, and the people I knew just kind of knew it already.
Oh.
So I assume that he's not making them.
There's some sort of 4chan page he's getting these from.
Oh, is that what he said?
No, I'm just saying that must be it.
Oh, maybe. Because I did ask him just now.
Oh, you messaged him?
That guy does not miss.
No, he doesn't.
Jesus Christ.
I wish we could describe exactly what's happening in this image over here.
There's no way we could.
Well,
TOS.
Yeah, well, anyways, America wants Oppenheimer to do something. Oppenheimer says, sure, to do something to certain people. And, it ends up being used for some purposes that weren't necessarily expected. And that's about it. That's about all you need to know.
And see, this is what my buddy was telling me about this. All these you know what? No, that might be too spicy to talk about. But basically, whenever you have these historical movies, there's always some underlying kind of thing that you don't notice at first. But then when you think about it, you're like, wait, oh, that's why they made that movie.
Mm.
Because I mean, that's what it is.
I wonder who the bad guys always are.
I mean, it's true. There was something I used to watch this guy, Critical Drinker, and I actually met him too. I used to he did movie reviews, and he was talking about it from not explicitly political, but kind of political, philosophical point of view. And he was talking about how after 9/11, conveniently in every action film, every single bad guy, some Arab guy. Which I mean, I get. I understand why you would think that would be appropriate for American audiences, but at the same time, you're kind of proliferating it.
Mm.
And then you want to whine about huh?
When did you meet this guy?
Oh, I was at some con.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a picture of me like standing next to him, but the guy's so huge. I look like a fucking shrimp.
Really? This guy's huge?
Yeah. He's like 6 foot something, like 5.
Damn. And he's
Yeah,
fit?
dude's a giant.
Is he
And
ripped?
this was before I was going to the gym too, or like when I just started, something like that. So I looked especially small.
I want to watch more of that content we were just watching, honestly. You think it's an addiction?
Really?
You think it's an addiction that I want to see more of it?
I think you got Instagram brain.
I think it's curiosity, because I kind of want to like figure out, I want to piece together what we were scrolling through there.
Transcribing it.
Yeah, transcribing it.
Yo, have you ever seen that one meme going around on Instagram with like the guy in the white shirt and like the like dress pants dancing to that one song?
Which one? The one
It's like,
you know what I'm talking about?
no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like he's like it's so funny. Hold on, wait. Maybe I can find it on Instagram and send it to you. And like you can pull it up or whatever.
What song is it?
It's like Prince of Egypt, I think they call it. That's what the thing says on the Instagram tag.
All right.
It's like, it's not from the movie Prince of Egypt either, but
DEI is trending on Know Your Meme.
diversity, equity, and
Yes.
something else.
It's trending on Know Your Meme.
Why?
Because it is. I'm trying to figure it out. Why it's trending.
That explains everything.
I'm trying to figure it out right now. It's a great question. Let's see. What is Clarith versus Claudie debate? Yeah, see, they have a lot trending. Christ is King, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro feud is a trend on.
Oh yeah, because they said Christ is King is like a white supremacist thing.
It's anti, you know.
Is it though?
That's what they say it is. Is it?
No. Well, I mean, in the context
talk
of
about this,
being, huh?
Should we talk about this?
I might as well. I already touched on it. By the way, I sent you the video.
Okay.
So if you want to look at that first, I'm trying to find the one where it's.
Well, can you send it? Can you send a link? Wait, let me just figure this out. I'll figure this out. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to share the link with you on Discord, and then I want you to send it in the private chat, because I have like a thing where I'm not really logged into the Instagram right now on this computer. I have to skip through these memes that you were sending me.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Is this the one? This might be the better one. Hold on.
Oh, there's a better one.
Maybe.
Okay, well, I'm looking at it right now as you're telling me this. Maybe I shouldn't be spoiling myself. Now, what is that? That's just brain rot. What is that? It's not even funny. What is happening here?
I love it so much.
Why do you like it? Now we're gonna have to put this on the.
Okay, I sent you the better
actual one. Like page on the page here for people to see, but I just don't see the appeal. Honestly, I don't even get the appeal to that. Hold on.
Did you get the second one? Send the second one.
Yeah, I'm sending it. Put it in the private chat. This guy's name, Hugo Hilaire. Where's he from?
I think he's French.
White guy dancing to African music. All right.
I might have like a peak brain rot, to be honest. But
I'm not even getting this yet. Okay.
All right, it's in the private chat.
Yeah, we're taking a look at it. Okay. I think he's just doing the same thing every video that he does.
No, I had to find the one where it wasn't him meeting the guy, because the one I sent you first was him meeting the guy that made the song, I think. And his dancing isn't as hilarious.
Okay. And then African music, I want money.
Yo. So, story is, I was doom scrolling on Instagram one night, This is like peak horrible sleep schedule. Which, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I fixed it. I can get up at 10 now, which is great. I got tired at like 1 last night. The only reason I stayed up till 2 is because I had to like get up and brush my teeth and shit. But anyway,
you're doing good.
I'm getting places, bro. But anyway, one night I was doom scrolling at like 3 a.m. and I stumbled across this. And sometimes Instagram just gives you a gem. And this was so funny because I had no context whatsoever. Wait, actually, I have the original one that I found. So this is not the first guy I saw. Maybe I can send you the other one for more context because I have it saved. Shit. Should I just send this one to me and then put it in the chat, I guess?
Yeah.
Or wait, I can't do that. Or wait, I can send it. Copy link.
You can send it to me and then just copy it from the DMs that we're in.
All right. There's that. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I've just quit on my computer. I totally forgot. All right. I'm putting this link in the private chat so you can do the thing. All right.
21, can you do something for me? Could you hit a rich flex? Yeah, for me.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. You gotta start at the beginning.
Okay, this one's pretty good.
See, this was the beginning. This is the first thing I saw. Like it's like in that thing when you're on Instagram and you have like the main post, but then like after a while, you get like that line of reels in like a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you have to like click on them to see the whole thing. And I saw this. I don't even know why I clicked on it, to be honest. But I clicked on it, or it might have not been one of those. I don't know. But anyway, it was on my feed somehow for some reason, and I saw this, and the sheer fact that it was a bunch of white guys just dancing to some random African music that I have never had anything even remotely related to in my feed or in my search at all, but it's just showing up on my feed. Made it so funny. I watched that like 15 times in a row, cackling at night at like 3 a.m. in the morning. And then
I
after
watch it
that,
again now.
it's addictive, bro. I was watching it so many times. And after that, for like a solid month, I was getting variations on that. And then I finally found this guy, the guy that we first saw, the guy in like the white shirt and everything, the French guy.
Yeah.
And he perfected it by making the movements so
fluid.
No, he looks like a fucking retard. But it's
I like this one better just because it's like, you know, you don't even really know the context of them and they're just being pulled in to like show different ones. They're being given names that they don't even necessarily have, you know. It's, you know, just the lack of sort of input that these people had into it probably is like comedic to me. Like that these videos of just random men were pulled together of them dancing like this, all put together essentially to say, you know, look how white these guys are dancing to this African music.
Maybe that's it. But either way, the guy that I first sent you, he's the one that was blowing up. I don't know if he originated it or he was copying the other guys or what. He's like the big guy now. And now what I'll see in my feed is specifically women. So it's always women for some reason. They're trying to emulate.
They got that fat booty.
I mean, one of them was decent looking, I guess.
Big thighs, tall statures. When the Europeans got off that boat, all that African ass.
So I started seeing like these females trying to like mimic what he's doing, like the dance moves and everything, and they'll be trying to do it, but they won't be doing it anywhere near as, I guess you could say, fluidly. And like the entire comment section when you go down is like, "You're not him. You're not doing it." you're trying, but you're failing so hard.
You know,
It's
I like
so great.
from the video, the compilation video. I like that most of them are wearing normal clothing, and then there's just one guy who's in like traditional garb. That one gets me. That part gets me.
That guy's like, he looks like he's fucking Swedish too.
These look like uncles you would see at a cookout. Is the funny part too.
Hey, I mean, they said, "Who are you taking to the cookout?"
I know. That's what makes it funny. It's like kind of like, you know, it's I don't know. It's self-fulfilling.
Yo, that reminds me. One of the comments on the females copy and the French guy was like, "No, you're not coming to the cookout." just bluntly.
So the French guy probably gets a lot of comments about how he's being invited to the cookout.
No, I think it might have been on one of his where I saw something like that. No, you're not invited to the cookout.
He wasn't getting to invite,
but I'll bring you something from the cookout.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know about the French guy, honestly.
I don't know, bro. He's so like fucking lanky and skinny. I think it makes it funnier.
Is he like serious though?
In his like bio it says dancer, and like I had to search to find that because apparently he just dances to like a bunch of shit. So I guess if it is like serious.
Unironic, that might actually be pretty funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if it's just like him actually doing these things, not even for like laughs or anything. Like he's serious about this dancing. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
There was one post where I don't remember if it was from the same account, but it was like his mom or something. Like she was like doing her makeup in the mirror or whatever, but in the mirror you saw him recording the video in the exact spot doing the same dance moves. Oh, it's so great. I don't remember. I saw it on my feed because, like I said, once I found one, it just kind of kept pushing it to me over and over again. And then I was trying to find it earlier today because I was looking for like the original, and then I couldn't figure out what it was called to find it on Instagram. So then I found it. So it was good.
Happy ending. You know, I was reading about these people who were talking about how they would go. Well, it was a tweet, I guess, from this one guy. He was saying, I would go to the Asian massage parlors, but they always use like seed oils.
What? Why? Why would you go to a massage parlor unless you know?
I guess he wanted a rub chub, you know?
So you're saying that's why he went?
Well, I'm not saying he did go. He said he would go, but they use seed oils.
Does that impact like if you're not eating it?
That rubbed into his skin. You know, I mean, topical application is not as bad as consumption, but you know, still putting it on the skin is not beneficial. I mean, if anything, it would be a problem, especially on the face, obviously. But I'm just saying in general, to apply something to the skin, at least, I mean, I think this was more so referring to like early life, but at least on infants, to apply something to their skin is essentially to like comparable to feeding it to them. And so I don't know. I mean, you still are absorbing what you're putting on your skin. So, I mean, it would, I mean, you use them in like sunscreen too. And that's part of the problem as far as why you wouldn't want to wear sunscreens. So I assume there'd be some sort of issue, though. I can't necessarily point out to exactly what the effects would be. Other than, I mean, if you're applying it to the face, like perhaps breaking out, I'd imagine.
I did hear that like sunscreen, they had found ties to like getting skin cancer or something like that.
Though I don't necessarily know that it's just because of that, or it's like literal like chemicals that they use in it so that you're like forced into not burning rather than just using like the zinc.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's those spray ones too that'll give you cancer.
See, the spray anything just seems like you're asking for a quick death.
Yeah.
Like, even like the bug spray and shit like that.
You can use lavender. It's a natural one. Natural.
Where am I gonna get lavender?
Well, I have this essential oil that I don't necessarily know that I'd want to rub all over my skin, but I'm just saying, you know, like you can get it somewhere.
Yo, that reminds me. You know those macaroon places?
Yeah.
There was once a macaroon place that I went to, and we used to go there all the time in like the mall of my town, or one of them, I should say, or maybe not one of them. I don't know. You don't know. But I used to go to like the mall, and they'd have gelato, or what they'd at least market as gelato. And as you know, gelato is superior to ice cream in every way, shape, and form.
Well,
and I'm right. You know I'm right. Bruh. You're not.
Prove it
You
to
really.
me.
What?
Demonstrate to me that gelato is superior.
It is thicker. You are literally getting more for your money. That alone makes it better.
What are the contents of gelato versus ice cream?
I found a recipe online for with 3 or 4 ingredients. It's milk, your flavoring of choice, eggs, and cream, I think. Oh, and sugar.
So you're saying because of the eggs being necessary for the gelato?
Well,
so
the eggs are in both.
Well, ice cream doesn't necessarily have eggs.
Well, there you go. There's another reason.
I don't think it necessarily has eggs. Let me look up a recipe for let me not even recipe. Let me look up Natural Breyers ice cream. That one's a pretty good one from the store. Let's see that.
I think I looked it up and I think that it didn't have eggs. But anyway,
yeah, that's what
point
I'm saying.
is, I used to go to this macaron place and they had the gelato and they had this flavor that I had never even thought of before. Lavender flavored gelato. And that shit, that is the exact, it's almost like, I had this thing when I was a wee lad where I saw a picture of a turquoise Saturn, like the planet, and I could envision a flavor attached to it somehow. And this gelato, several moons past my wee lad years in preschool, or maybe it was Neptune, I don't remember. It was a blue planet. But anyway, this flavor from this gelato perfectly mapped onto what I had imagined. And I could not stop having it, except for the fact that I was kind of broke at the time. But anytime I did have money, I was getting that shit. I think they're all gone, though, those places. I only know one that still exists. And I think they change the flavors depending on where they are.
So you liked lavender flavor?
It was fucking amazing.
Okay. I don't think I've tried something lavender flavored.
If, shit. I gotta go there one day and see if they still have it.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't have eggs.
They got rid of the one in the mall I used to go to.
Breyers doesn't have eggs.
Told you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know that I would say gelato is better necessarily.
It is. It also came first.
What do you mean? Like historically?
It came first. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that necessarily makes it better.
But it makes it much less likely to be corrupted because it came from the 1800s.
Well, I don't know. I would need to try some more gelato before I can make this statement just, based on taste as well.
Also, store-bought gelato isn't real gelato.
I know. I need to try some real gelato.
Yo, when I was in Spain, bro, me and my roommate, and I think sometimes Papa John was with us too, if the audience remembers him, there was this gelato. They were kind of everywhere, actually. Literally every other block, there was a gelato place in that little city in Spain. That place is so great. But anyway, there'd be one on the way back, crossing the bridge into the main residential area from the school we were going to. And I remember one time, because I'd been going there regularly anyway, but one time we went on some excursion that was part of our trip or whatever, and we didn't tell the person we were living with because we were assigned someone that would cook and give us beds and shit like that. And in the process, you speak Spanish, so you learn a bit too. She didn't know that we were on an excursion because him and I kind of forgot entirely that it was even happening. And then because of that, we didn't even tell her. But she was cooking lunch for us. So she was she called us and she was mad. So we're oh shit, we got to book it. We got to get back there now. So me and him were sprinting. And then we're waiting for to cross the street or something. And I'm wait, there's a gelato shop right there. And we said we're on our way 10 minutes ago. And we still have another 10 minutes to get back there. And he's yeah, bro, but we got to go. And I'm yeah, but hold on. Think about this. We're already late. So.
What great reasoning.
We might as well get some gelato. It's right there. It'll take no time. And it's
I like the reasoning for that. There's this thing, I was seeing this video where this guy was saying when I'm going to work and I'm already late, but I realized that I told myself last night I would get gas. And it's he's mad about it. And so but somebody was in the comments, it was well, you're already late. You may as well just make it a full hour.
That's my logic. Yeah.
Yeah. How does that make sense? Why would you want to be even more late?
Gelato. What do you mean? Why would I want to be more late? It's right there, and it's cheap, and it's better than ice cream. And I'm pretty confident that there's no garbage in it because it's Spain.
That's fair.
It's home cooking, bro.
I'm choking on.
By the way,
milk
there's
over
like a
here.
hot what do you call that? Parlor vendor,
Hot
I guess.
parlor.
I don't even know what you call that. The person that serves and takes the money. She was hot. So yeah, that was
Vendor
like an
or
added
something.
benefit.
I don't know.
What?
Vendor or creamer?
Right.
She was a creamer.
I mean, ideally, yes.
Ideally,
Anyway,
she was a creamer.
the point was, we
Is
went
there
to get
milk
the
with
gelato.
this?
What?
Does milk come with this?
This has come with. Hold on.
Viene con leche.
Yeah, exactly. ¿Tienes leche? But yeah, so we,
leche con eso. Viene con leche. Huh?
We got the gelato, and me and him, we took our time enjoying it too. And then we're like, all right, now we gotta like sprint. And he's like, all right, so we're just not gonna tell her about this, right? And we're like, yeah, no. As far as she knows, we got caught up in like some bus accident that blocked the road for 5 minutes, so we had to walk around the long way. But yeah, eventually we got back there, and we had lunch sitting waiting for us, and it was a good time.
Well, there you go.
Well, you can have your gelato and eat it, and get home for lunch on time.
All in one package.
Yeah.
But not the creamer.
The person that's serving it cannot be fat and ugly.
Ah. So creamer after all.
I mean, shit, I gotta go back there.
Creamer? I hardly know her.
So? I remember too. I'll save that for when we get that guy back on. More tales. But yeah, gelato is better, like in every way, shape, and form. If not just for the fact it was made in Italy. Thanks, Sicily.
It's better because it was from Italy.
Yes.
You apply that consistently.
Yes.
So you're saying Mussolini?
No. Unless, okay, in regards to food, probably, yeah. Except the olive oil.
You say you like all music? Well, including the tales from the Southern folks who wanted to lynch blacks. How dare you?
The banjo music?
Yes, the banjo music.
I mean,
haven't you heard that music from Alabama?
No.
I'm in Alabama. You don't know about that one?
No.
I want to be free. Hail to the NAACP.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I can't say the first line of the song.
Hold on, I was reading this. Okay. How does that work? It has more air than ice cream, but it's more dense.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Rosa Chug Jug sat at the front of the battle bus to free the default skins.
Oh. Jesus Christ. How did some of those memes get not removed?
I know, right? Like I thought about that as well, especially yesterday when I was talking about the Baltimore thing. I was thinking like the Penguins one. I'm like, how does that stay up?
Like I saw a video where they will take stuff down. Like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's oftentimes I will send stuff to people. I will look back through the messages for it and I'll see this post has been deleted or like this post has been removed or something. And so unfortunately it happens. It's just, there are so many memes where they stay up for a while.
You remember that one, without going into detail, that one about like the schools in Sweden?
You got to refresh me a little more.
Where they were banning private schools. Except for like one kind of private school.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was basically they were banning
Hey,
I can say it. I was just gonna say there's a ban on religious schools.
God damn it.
Is that too far?
Yeah, that's a bit. It's a bit on the nose.
Whoa.
Yeah. The point was, they kept it up.
Yeah, they didn't ban all of them. Is the point?
No comments. Every time there's like a meme that's something like that, the comments are fucking ruthless.
Yeah, there's so much you can actually say in the Instagram comments without getting banned, and even so, people edit words if they're not allowed, just to make them allowed.
What do you mean?
I mean, if there's a slur, you can just kind of make two words sound like a slur. You can just like make up sounds of the word, you know what I mean, rather than saying the word.
That reminds me, I saw a reel the other day where some girl was like doing like a happy birthday thing or whatever, and she was like, "All right, now happy birthday to."
Yep.
I'm trying to see if I can say it without saying it.
To Nick.
I don't know if I can. Huh?
Steve Kerr's son.
What?
You know,
Oh,
Nick.
yeah.
You
Nicholas.
know Steve Kerr's son? Coach of the Warriors? I don't know if I can say it.
I don't think there's a way to say it.
Yeah, I wish I could say it.
Because she said it.
There's a pretty good joke
like,
I have for it, but I can't like set it up with it. That's part of the setup.
She said it and then instantly was like, well, she said it one time and then she said it again and that's when it hit. And she was like, oh.
The wheels starting turning.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know Steve Kerr's dad died in a terrorist attack in Lebanon?
I don't even know who that is.
That's the father of Nick.
Oh.
There's a real Nick, his father's name is Steve Kerr. And the thing is, he didn't even name him Nicholas. He named him Nick. I'm serious. His name was not Nicholas. It's Nick.
Wait, is this actually a real person?
I'm serious.
Wait.
Steve Kerr's son.
How do you spell the last name?
I think it's Kerr. Should be Kerr, right? You're seeing it, right? It's real.
Yo.
It's real.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, see, I see somewhere it says like Nicholas, but no, he really was named Nick. Let's see. I think he changed it. I think he actually changed it because he didn't like the fact that he was just born Nick. Yeah, because on his Wikipedia, you can see there is no Nicholas.
It's just Nick.
Right. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any reference to the way he was, like how he was born versus how he calls. Because I see some referring to him as Nicholas in the YouTube videos.
I think they're like doing that on.
But
like
that's not his name.
Nicholas. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
You mean Nick? Oh, it's a Scottish name. Like, theoretically, we should be fine if we're just talking about the guy, but I mean, I don't know.
No.
But I think this is like you can't pass. You shall not pass.
I can only find titles that refer to him as Nicholas, but I can't find anywhere that actually says his name is Nicholas. As far as I know, his name's not really Nicholas.
It's Nick.
Yeah. So, how about that game?
Which one?
You fell for it.
What?
You fell into my trap.
Dark Magician?
Yeah, my last name's Kerr.
Yo, have you seen the shit? This is just gonna be us like doing the like Instagram Reels thing, because that reminded me of it. Like the one guy that goes around in Walmart and he like asks like a joke, and then he'll say a punchline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
that
he'll be
sounds
like,
ridiculous.
"What do you call a mountain that a goat is standing on?" And they'll be like, "What?" And he'll be like, "Cheese bread."
And then they'll crack up, like they get it. And then he's like, "Hey, did you get it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got it." Explain it.
It's like, "All right, explain it." And it's like, yeah, because I mean, and then they'll just like repeat the exact punchline. They'll be like, "Yeah, mountain goat, with the cheese bread, right? Because they got the cheese bread." And then they're just like looking at him, and he's just like staring at him, and they're just trying to like see if he starts giving any reaction back, just so that they could piece together if like they're getting the right answer. But he doesn't give any expression whatsoever. There was a high guy one time where he was just like doing it over and over, and they were just there for ages, just like watching him do it, try to explain. And he was so high he probably did get it, but honestly, it's they never understand what's going on. I first saw that kind of thing with like this guy who does like, well, I don't know if he actually has the Jamaican accent, but like I guess he must, because he speaks it so well, like as far as that sort of talk they do. They have a bit of a certain kind of English, that doesn't sound like one that we would speak. And so he's like, "Yeah, mans, I got them girls, man. Yeah." It's like he's just like, "I got girl trouble, man. I need help with this, man." Something like that. But yeah, I can't even do the broken English the way they do it, because it's like there's so many words that are kind of like you would never say anything like that, and yet they say it.
I was trying to think of like something to like help you out, but I can't actually.
My gal.
I mean, like the girl. It's like I can't
exactly. Like, she not like that.
So wait, what's like the?
But yeah, he does that too, where he's like telling them a joke, like these Jamaican people, and he's like, "Oh, you like that, man? Explain it." And they're like, "Oh yeah, because the goat, yeah, man, because man, then things, yeah, yeah." And then he's just like staring at him still.
Why?
I think those are funnier.
I think the accent makes it like 10 times funny.
Yeah.
Why would you just?
Oh, and he's a white guy too, by the way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the guy that's doing these videos, he's white.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the weirdest part. I mean, they accept the fact that he can speak like that. It's not odd to them.
I think I just had like a mini stroke thinking about that.
Yeah. If you see him like up close, he just looks so normal. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hey man, what's your race? Normal.
Default. Low difficulty.
They say that's true.
Easy. My race is easy.
I was gonna say though, what motivation is there to lie and say you get it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think it's more of a thing of like, trying to be in a social situation where, either you've already, laughed at it. So you're already kind of admitting that you should be getting it. So you just kind of like don't want to embarrass yourself, or you want to be polite. So you're like, "Oh yeah, let me just tell him that I got his joke because, I don't really get it, but I don't want him to feel like he made a bad joke or that he made something that doesn't make someone laugh or something."
See, but you can get away with the laugh and say, "No, it was just so unexpected that I didn't really know what you're talking about. That's why it's funny."
Yeah,
and that would probably be honest.
It's just random. I didn't,
Yeah, but no, like he'll ask them, "Oh, do you get it?" He's like, "Yeah, I get it." What? Like at that point, you're fucked.
Explain it. Explain it.
That's fucking ruthless. I should start doing that.
Let me see if I can find one of these guys' videos, like the Jamaican guy, because I feel like that would be good to watch. Let's see. I'm just gonna look up "Explain It Jamaican." Oh, there's a new Ice Spice video,
bro.
That's what I saw in my feed. No, it's just Miles, but he used Ice Spice in the
one we saw last time.
Oh, this is from 9 hours ago.
Is he just putting him in all of his thumbnails now?
I don't know. It's like clickbait. Let's see. So this guy,
chili dog potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Shit like that. Let's see. Oh, here. This is a good one.
Oh, I'm going, bossy. Yeah, sir. You want to hear a joke?
Yeah, man.
What you call a boat what can fly?
A boat what can fly?
Yeah.
No, the one that, no.
What do you mean, no?
No, the one that hard, bro. Boat what can fly?
Yeah.
Me no know the boat what can fly.
Yeah, but it's a joke.
But me no know the boat.
You don't know that one. All right, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Small foot. Small foot. It's small.
No, yeah, me win.
Yeah.
No, you catch me on that
You
one,
get
though.
it. You get it, though?
Yes.
Explain it.
Like a small foot.
Yeah.
That means it terming like human. It terming like
dead stare.
Oh, I'm going, bossy.
Did he just walk away?
Yeah. All right, let's see this one.
Yo, I have a joke for you, you know.
Yes, sir.
What you call a fish what can't swim?
Yeah, I don't know the name for that.
Macaroni shoes.
Oh,
That's funny though.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, that's
Explain it.
The Vine boom.
Macaroni.
Mm.
You like macaroni? Macaroni tea?
No, he's asking him a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah. Yo, I have a joke for you.
See
You
that
know?
one? He just lets him get
Oh, he
it.
bailed him out.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see this. Just other videos of his, because honestly, I'm just trying to show you that, like, you know, they accept him as so normal as well. Like he's normal to them too.
That's fucking weird, bro.
Hold on.
Oh, go on, mommy. Can you give me some advice? Need some marriage advice. So I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically, should you catch me, I email some female in my Yahoo and my Gmail, wholesale and retail.
But that is a wrong thing.
But she really get angry when she find another girl panty in a melangerie. So then she have to run to her auntie up at St. Anne's Bay.
So they told me to have a communication.
No man, I did try to talk to her. I said, wifey, you're the only wifey and I'm a lifey. So stop move feisty. Cause your heart too cold and too icy.
What you have to do is kind of spice up your relationship.
What really fucked me up is now Mary says she'll link her next man. That is actually her ex-man.
I don't even know what the fuck that was.
I actually did need those subtitles.
Let's see if we can get another one. Here, let's just see this one.
Explain it.
Back foot man, I'm not seeing a donkey ears.
Donkey ears, brother.
You remember me?
Yeah, me remember your face.
You don't remember me?
Face, no much, but me remember the face live.
So where you know me from?
You know you're a little man.
Yeah, young man. Yeah, man. You don't remember when you used to touch jungle and beat beer liquor?
Really?
Wait, what?
I don't even know what that
You
means.
remember one time you did get so drunk, you catch y'all a wine up on a maca bush.
Maca bush.
I say, boy, man, you don't get juke up in your bum. Ah, boy. Good times. Are you good though?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Yeah, what good, you know. So hold on. Choose me know you a long time. I want to give you something just for the road. All that.
Respect, yeah.
Yeah, one father.
Yeah.
What the
So
fuck?
that's basically it, you know. Now you see what I mean.
That's fucking weird. I also can't understand anything that they were saying without the subtitles.
Well, I could understand some of it, but there were parts that were lost on me.
I still can't even replicate that.
You know you long time, brother. My long time. Hold on to that for me, brother. Some shit like that.
You're like getting into Indian there slightly. They have a lot of Indians there, apparently.
So I did an Indian one then.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
You know, no. I just think that there's a lot of strange content out there and a lot of people doing some weird things. I think that's what we kind of learned today, honestly. I mean, thinking about first those black people in that house just doing nothing and just screaming. And, you know, this guy that was doing that like African music dance, this like French guy. Then we have like these people doing like random, you know, this guy, like his name was literally Side Quests, you know, on his YouTube channel. So, I mean, I don't know. You know, humans get up to some weird stuff for money, especially. And honestly, you know, just viewing it all from this chair is just kind of interesting. And, you know, that's what we do here on the podcast ever, because again, you know, this is the podcast.
The podcast ever.
You got anything though?
I just think we need to revisit this gelato topic at some point.
Another
the fact that
time.
you don't know, that you've not heard of the supremacy, the hierarchy of frozen desserts is kind of baffling to me.
Thoughts on frozen yogurt?
Gay.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even know what it's made of, to be honest.
I thought it was made of yogurt.
Yeah, but it's not Greek yogurt. And anything that's not Greek yogurt isn't yogurt.
Yeah. So you're saying there are no cultures in that yogurt?
None.
So it doesn't even have probiotics at that point.
Nope.
Well, that's your daily dose of knowledge here at the podcast.
The podcast ever.
All right. We'll see you guys
Wait.
next week.
Egg cream.
Egg cream. I hardly know her.
Egg cream.